stadium. Not the biggest of crowds. The weather really, I think, put a lot of the fans off this morning when it really was atrocious. But Darren Lockyer seems to have got over that knock to the hip bone and the groin, and then that little side swiper to the head. And just let's see what Australia can produce in this second half. As I say, the pitch really standing up to the bad weather of the past 24 hours. And Papua New Guinea ready for action. They trail by 26 points to nil. And a miserable time for the interchange players sat there in the coats.
Yeah, it's a little bit wet.
Ryan Tonga to restart. Referee, Mr. Ream, who had a decent first 40 minutes. One of the new younger breed coming through from New Zealand. Darren Lockyer picks it up to Sifoni Siva, one of the most experienced forwards in the Australian game. Tim Sheens, the Australian coach, Gary, he laid on to very, very stern fitness sessions on Tuesday and Wednesday. Do you think that was because so many of these haven't played for a long time? It does appear to me that one or two look a little bit rusty.
Well, I think you want to put them under pressure into this game. Knowing that he was probably going to get away with the win, Ray, you want to make sure that the players are really struggling and under fatigue, and they've got to make those hard decisions defensively and attack-wise. That's probably why he made those two hard decisions. The players probably wouldn't have liked it, but I understand why he's done it.
Cameron Smith then with a long kick. Well judged there by Ryong from the Port Moresby Vipers Club, one of the major clubs there in Papua New Guinea, in the capital city. Here is Charlie Wabo, number 9. Nice offload there to Rodney Griffin. Made his debut, would you really believe, at 16 years of age, this lad. 21 caps since. Nixon Kolo. This is better. The Papuans holding the ball here now. Play on, still force, says the referee. Went backwards. On the last tackle. Wabo just looking at the options. Back to Aye. That's a good high kick. That's a tester. Bad bounce. Takiri let it go. It was a knock on.
Well, the crowd don't like that, but the call.
Unfortunate.
I think the call actually come from the touch judge to the referee.
Yeah. So it was a knock on by Papua New Guinea, which means a turnover. Stanley Jean there, we just saw him on the touchline. They're not very happy with that decision. Lottie Takiri, not seen a lot of him. He's hardly touched the ball, has he?
Well, neither winger, I think, for Australia's touched the ball. It's, you know, I was saying before, the Australians got to go down the middle, but
that's good.
They haven't really got the ball out wide at all.
Holding down or lifting of the foot. He's been very, very attentive around the play of the ball, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, that's 7 penalties to 1 against Papua New Guinea, so they're certainly on the wrong end of the penalty count in this game, but that penalty had to be given.
I was just going to say they're certainly on the back foot there, but he really was on the back foot, wasn't he?
Yes, he was, right?
A little bit corny.
I liked it.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Yeah, I liked it.
Miles then charging in. Lockyer. Not seen any of those characteristic bursts from Darren Lockyer. I think easing himself back into the game. I think he'll be content to get through 80 minutes here.
I think if they have a look at this, Ray, this could be a high shot against the front rower.
Well, the referee hasn't taken it up, has he? But certainly Watmore looks dazed.
Nixon Kolo, I think, gets him high. Bang, right there.
Yeah, it is. And the referee was right on the spot. He's just having a word. think the man in the box below us with the walkie-talkies informed him. Just a little bit of attention then to the Manly forward, number 6, Anthony Watmore. Used to just give you smelling salts in my day. Used to stick smelling salts up your nostrils and
that woke you up, didn't it?
Yeah, your head shot back. Didn't matter whether you, no matter what was wrong, whether you had concussion or what. Oh, he's been put on report, so he'll be up before the disciplinary this week.
Look, honestly, I think it's a penalty sufficient there, Nixon Colo, but I don't think it needs to go on report.
I think the referee's just covering himself, isn't he? Sivoni Siebert again, charging in. More defence than now from the Papuans. Smith, dummy, back inside to Thaiday. 10 metres from that Papuan line. Smith again. Cronk. Good ball out there to Lockyer. It's good running there out wide from Luke Lewis. 5 metres now from the Papuan line. Was that a knock-on? Yes, it was. Flags, green and gold, are waving in the corner, but to no avail. Knock-on before it got to Lote Tuqiri.
Aussies picked it up, didn't they? Nice and wide. The ball going out wide. The Ware coming off. Making that tackle. Michael Mark was the man that came off his wing for Papua New Guinea.
Yes.
And that left Lote Tuqiri free, but there was a knock-on by Tonga.
That wing partnership of Mark and Parker, they certainly have given Tuqiri and his centre partner there, Willie Tonga, a rough time.
Yeah, they certainly have. They get up in the face of the opposition. That's what I like about them. He's willing to take a chance and come off his line. Michael Mark, and on the other side you've got Menzi Yera. We've seen him make 3 or 4 big tackles.
Papua New Guinea now just moving nicely down the middle of this pitch. They need to get back into that half, chancing a good long kick here. Dion Aye. Now that's a better one. It sends Slater backwards. They need a good chase here, and they've got one. That is a good chase. 12 Papua New Guineans up there now. Then they mustn't let Tuqiri get away. Good slip back inside. Tonga. Good kick and chase there. Tackling. Australia. Cronk. Lockyer. Good ball out wide. Just gave that extra yard here now to Morris. Little slip. Australia testing Papua New Guinea now. Out on the flank, spreading it wide. Thaiday. 2 tacklers remaining. Desperate defence here from the Papuans. Smith. Oh. Not the best of kicks.
Wasn't for Cameron Smith. He tried to go to the line and put the kick in, but great recovery there by Papua New Guinea in the 5'8". Nami is the man who picked up that kick by Cameron Smith.
I think we've got to praise the Australian defence because there hasn't really been a single break by Papua New Guinea yet in the game.
I think it's 6-0 the breaks to the Australian side, but you know, Papua New Guinea, they may get a couple of inroads around that ruck area. That's some area that they probably should attack.
Aye, good running. Looking more confident in this half. Looks as if Stanley Jeans had a good word with them at half-time, and seemingly kicking much better. At least putting some depth in. Tuqiri.
Oh. I don't think Tim Sheens will be happy about Big Lote throwing those long balls.
Well, he was the man who selected Tuqiri. Very controversial decision. He got a bit upset the other day at the press conference when he was almost accused of favouritism, picking one from his own club.
Well, Ray, you know yourself, coaches always have favourites, and it doesn't matter what game you play. They're always going to pick it.
He was on edge with it. He was on edge with it. Australia then moving forward now. Good move down the blind side. Oh. Got the best of passes from Billy Slater.
Tell you what.
And you've got to say, we've been going now for, what, 8 minutes in the second half. There has been some sloppy play from Australia.
Yeah, I think the Aussies knew they're going to try and play him on the edges there, and they went down that short side. Tonga, Willie Tonga for the Cowboys, got absolutely cut in half. And that's what they're doing, the Papua New Guinea in wingers and centres in today's match. They'll come off their line, they'll put the opposition under pressure. If you don't give a good pass, it's going to end up like they just did then, and they'll have a turnover to Papua New Guinea.
The rain now coming down very, very heavily here at Parramatta. A dramatic change in the weather last night here in Sydney. Good tackle. The neck of Brent Tate seems to be okay now. Good tackling. He led in there with the shoulders. Yeri running well down this left-hand side. 2 tackles remaining. Oh, bad mistake there from Dion Aye. But at least they're holding Australia. They're playing out their sets of 6.
Yeah, look, I think the only part Stanley G's got to get to his side in next week's game is about getting to their kick, who's in what position. They jumped out of the ruck area and he just took his eyes off the ball there. Oh, yeah, a little bit disappointing because up to then they'd made a very good run down the middle, down the edges again.
Good movement down the blind side. No way through. That's a good pick up. Good pick up there from Griffin. Again, sloppy play from Australia, out wide on the flanks. Michael Mark played with the Hunslet Hawks this last season. He's got to get down on it. An 11,308 attendance here for this Australia versus Papua New Guinea game. A lot of those coming too for the earlier Samoa and Tonga match.
That's what they need to do, Ray. Just run out a dummy half 4 or 5 times, put the kick over just to get themselves back into the game. And they get a penalty, the crowd go up.
They're frustrating Australia, aren't they? They really are. I mean, you would not think that Australia had come out at half-time here leading by 26 points to 0. We've been going, what, 10 minutes now, and Australia have made mistake after mistake.
They certainly have. You'd like to know what was said at half-time by their coach, Tim Sheens. It seems like it's unsettled their side as Petro tries to come up with a big hit, and they're really targeting the short side.
Here, Papua New Guinea coming there then. Nixon Colo there. Short pass out wide. Griffin getting through a lot of work. Oh, it's a forward pass. A little bit too eager. He bangs the ball down on the floor.
It's disappointing. They were just setting up here. Second row, young Rodney Griffin. It didn't look forward to me, but again, he gets the call from the touchy.
Yeah.
The referee. Well, let's have a look at this. It's picked up.
Yes,
correct.
It is.
Good call by the touchy. It's not too many times I'll wrap them.
Yeah, very often the angle of the TV can distort Gary, can't it?
Certainly can.
Whatever.
Right.
Australia then in possession now. Can we see something of this Kangaroo side? Packed full of talent, but at the moment the Papua New Guineans desperately hanging in here, putting a tight grip on them. Sivoni Siva trying to make a break down the middle. Nothing coming for the Kangaroos. Using the blind side there to Watmore. But these Papuans now tackling for their dear lives, moving in 2s and 3s. Just 2 tacklers remaining. Cronk. Well picked up. Now then, he's just got to hold on to this. Good run, play on.
He looked like he was going to go straight down the middle there. The big tackle by Shillington again.
The Papuans playing a very, very simple game. Just taking it forward. To little effect at the moment, but they have stopped the scoring of the Australians. Another knock on. is their problem, isn't it? They can't go a set of 6 without making a mistake.
They're a bit disappointing then. They look like they're going to get to their kick, and again, Rodney Griffin is the man who comes up with a mistake there. Good camera work there, just showing where he puts the ball on the ground and lets it go. Now, it's just where we see a lot of Kerry score on that far left-hand edge.
Yep.
Man up the back, Billy Slater on that left edge at the same time.
No, good play down this shot. Oh, good running. Terrific running there by Luke Lewis, but good tracking back by the Papua New Guineans. Now then, can they move this ball out wide? Here is Cronk. Slater coming in again. Good tackle. And again, this man Tonga is stopped. Now, the other wing. Lockyer again. Back to Sivoni Siva. Still the Papuans coming forward, 8 meters from their own line. Smith going himself. Can he get it down, or can they hold him up? I think he's got it down. He has. First break in the Papua New Guinea defence in this half. And that's a try to Cameron Smith. Nicely judged. He saw the gap, he saw the possibility, and he goes for it, Gary.
Yeah, he's great out of dummy half. He just holds the ball. We had some players on the edges, and they don't hold him up enough here. And he spins out a tackle very, very strong. Australian players walk over and say, well, we're back on the ball. That makes it 30 points to 0 with the kick to come. The boys walking over there congratulating, I should say, Cameron Smith. He's dangerous out of dummy half there, Ray.
And he is a prolific point scorer, isn't he? I mean, normally in the NRL League, and he's picked up 3 goals and a try already here.
That's one thing you can't do against Cameron Smith. Doesn't matter if he's playing for the Storm or playing for Queensland or Australia. He loves jumping out of that dummy half area. He'll look like he's going to throw the pass, then he'll take the ball forward. Not one of the biggest hookers, but very strong. You saw the way he spun out of that tackle and scored that try.
And he's one of these guys who normally plays the 80 minutes, doesn't he?
Oh, solid.
Smith then with the first conversion of this second half. 8 meters in from that far touchline, but the rain absolutely tippling down here now. A difficult kick, conditions underfoot, very wet, very slippery. Strikes it high, and he strikes it beautifully. No problem whatsoever underfoot there for Cameron Smith. Another 2-pointer for him. 32-0 for Australia.
Well, here he goes out of dummy half. Just a little shimmy there, picks the ball. Then the 2 players get themselves involved, but they've got to stay in nice and tight. Jesse Joe Parker was the man. Should have held on to him. The Papua New Guinea boys will be a little bit disappointed as Brent Tate gets that rest, which we all thought may happen, Ray.
Oh, I thought it's sensible to take him off. Now then, did that go direct as the touch judge on this near side? Yes, it did. And how often do you see that? You see it all too often, don't you?
Yeah, you certainly do.
Yeah, he's right.
Just out.
Another bad mistake by the Papuans. Puts the pressure back on them. Referee from New Zealand, Mr. Ream, urging the defence to get 10 metres. Offload there from David Shillington. Another ideal attacking position here for the Aussies. Cooper Cronk trying to... What am I saying? Cooper Cronk, it's number 17, not 7. Kurt Gidley, the Newcastle Knights skipper. Here now with Lockyer again. Short passing now to the forwards. Shillington. There is Cronk, number 7. Little shimmy, trying to get around on the outside. Just couldn't manage it. 2 tackles left for the Papua New Guineans to defend. Good little kick. Slater's going again. Oh, he slipped. Oh, was he pushed? He slipped.
Doesn't he come from absolutely nowhere, Billy Slater?
I thought he was a yard offside there.
Oh, I thought
I'd like to have a look at this again.
Mate, I thought he was onside for all money.
I don't know.
We won't see if we don't get another angle.
No, they won't go to it because There's no try. But whatever, relief for those Papua New Guineans. Very difficult conditions here for rugby league. Slater back to Shillington, getting through a lot of work in this second half as this interchange from the Canberra Raiders. Smith, Miles, using the prop forwards well, making the ground, sucking in the Papua New Guinean tacklers, then moving it out wide. Oh, here's a chance. Oh, he just can't get over. Yes, he can get it out. Here now, the dummy. Well held, lock is in. Good support play from Darren Lockyer. And that makes Darren Lockyer his 34th try in an Australian jersey, and now he holds the Australian record. He had 33. He was the joint holder of the most tries with the famous wingman Kenny Irvine, but that 34th now, the best.
What a player he is, Darren Lockyer. But what about that ball there by Nate Miles? Tremendous effort, offloaded with the right arm, and Darren Lockyer, as he does, and all his career, backs up one of the best players in this competition, and always turns up for, whether it's the Broncos or Queensland or this Australian side, and scores tries for them. But you've got to put yourself in that position, Ray, don't you, to come up with the 4 points. And probably one of the easiest kicks that Cameron Smith will have all day. Should add the extra 2 points and make it 38 points to 0 with 20 minutes to go.
Well, I very rarely put myself in that position, Gary. I don't think I scored more than about 12 tries in a 10-year career. But they were tries.
Oh, they were good tries.
They were
you would have scored them from a long way away too.
Yeah. 2 meters or 2 yards in those days. Cameron Smith with the formality of the kick, and Australia ease out a little further. 38 points to 0 now. And the Papua New Guineans battling for respectability in this final quarter.
Watch that pass.
Beautiful off leg.
Fantastic.
Beautiful pass.
You don't see enough of that, but tell you what, Miles has been in tremendous form in 2010. Probably one of the informed forwards, I believe, in the Roosters side that made it to the grand final but went down.
But you need good half-backs coming on the end of those passes. You can hold your hand out, you can hold the ball there, you need somebody to run on it.
Yeah, and he's probably got 2 of the best in that side there, in Cooper Cronk, and of course Darren Lockyer, and along with Billy Slater too. And watch out, Kirk Gidley, he's on the field.
Yeah. Australia now sparking into life. 38-0. Final 20 minutes of this second match in the Four Nations. Don't forget, next Sunday we'll have that big game, important game for England against Australia down in Melbourne. And we'll also be taking a look at Papua New Guinea again and New Zealand in Rotorua. Ball out now, moving down to the left-hand side. This is good play, good tackle. Very, very good defence there. Stopped Australia in the tracks on the last tackle. I think he took that out to play. Oh, he's given a penalty. Oh, that's harsh.
He's actually got the wrong play here. That should be a handover because the rule states it is the attacking man can go and catch the ball. You can actually tackle the man in the air that is going to score the try. The man that should be, if the Papua New Guinea guy had caught it in the air and he gets tackled, then it's a penalty. He's got it the wrong way, the ref.
Well, I thought the ball was out of play when he caught him.
He's got it wrong.
Well,
unless that's the international rule, mate, and I'm 100% right. I'm right.
No, I don't think it is. But I would have had a touch there, and I would have given Papua New Guinea head and ball. I thought it was out of play when he came down, but it doesn't matter because here is Lote Tuqiri. He's going for the line. Oh, and he's not got there. He's not got there. He was pulled back. Still, Australia then on the attack, moving from left to right. Here now with Gallen charging forward, looking for the offload, but good holding there by the Papua New Guinea defence. Never switch. Cronk. Okay. Tuqiri didn't take that. And again, enthusiasm, sheer enthusiasm from these Papua New Guineans coming forward, forcing Australia back. Lockyer again, looking for support. Finds it with Thaiday, but again, a superb tackle there from Charlie Wabo. On the last tackle, Cronk. Good kick. Knocked forward, Schulich. Knocked again. That was terrific defence from Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, they were rock solid in that centre six there. And then they went up nice and high. Tongi had the fullback. The Australians come up with a mistake. Look how quickly they set their line rate, the Australians. They get back, they're ready, they want to get up there and get amongst it again.
There's no doubt about it that I think New Zealand's Stephen Kearney and England coach Steve McNamara looking at this game, one thing they do appreciate is this is a very strong Australian defence. Very, very few loopholes there.
And I tell you what, they move up together as one line. That's what I've really liked about their performance in this game here against Papua New Guinea. It would have been easy to fall off and go, well, we're in front, we can let them get it, score a try, but they've just stuck to their guns so far.
Oh, he's knocked on again. Well, that's about 2 or 3 occasions. I was just going to say, Rodney Griffin, he's brought the ball up a lot, and he's never been short of enthusiasm, but he has made a lot of mistakes with that ball.
Yeah, again, he's probably made 3 or 4 and just come up with a mistake. I think Kurt Gidley had a little bit of a hand in there, you might have said.
So, yeah. Now, again, I would have looked to the touch judge on this side. I mean, the touch judge has been keen enough to spot various infringements, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
I don't think Stanley Jean, the Papua New Guinean coach, was quite happy about that. Good running. Lost the ball. Papuan ball. Kurt Gidley, number 17 for Australia, making the mistake. Papua New Guinea just can't break down this green and goal line. They've lost the ball as well. Thaiday coming up with it. And, well, he's brought the ball back, no advantage, so head and ball at the scrum to Australia. But he took a knock, didn't he, when he went down?
I think they've clashed heads here.
Kurt Gidley with the blood coming. I think Kurt Gidley was from the previous previous tackle. It's Benjamin John who I think has been injured down there. Tape him.
We'll have a little bit of tape, don't we, Ray?
Yeah.
This brings back the old days. Tape him up and let's get going on with the game.
Tape him up and plaster the ears down.
Put some...
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice if they went back to using the old wet sponge again?
Oh. Don't remind me of that wet sponge and the bucket.
Oh, Ray, we've all had that before.
Yeah, what was in that bucket at the end of 80 minutes? Talk about health and safety. Anyway.
I think that's why they got rid of it. That's why we got
back
the
to 2010. Back to 2010. Australia leading 38 points to 0. less than 15 minutes remaining. Oh, good kick from Lockyer. Good well to get back.
Riong, he had to get back on that ball, didn't he?
Riong did very, very well there. Papua New Guinea not conceding the points as they were in that first half, but can't get away from this 20-metre area. They just haven't got that 1 or 2 forwards big enough and strong enough to shrug somebody off, have they?
Yeah, no, they haven't. And they've tried very, very hard here. And like, there's only under 14 minutes to go in this game, but they haven't given up. They're still trying.
Good running. Last tackle. Needs a good kick here. Good positioning by Billy Slater. He's had a very comfortable game. I don't think he's had a single tackle to make, has he, in this game? I can't recall one.
No, I don't think he's made a tackle at all.
Australia content to play this ball around the ruck area. Paul Gallen here taking it forward. Number 4 there, Willie Tonga. from up north, the North Queensland Cowboys. They play the short side quite a lot, Australia, and they play a very crowded short side. 4 to 5 players in a very, very narrow angle.
It's interesting you note that, because that's what the West Tigers do. They go down that short side quite a number of times with Robbie Farah, jump in at a dummy half, and they play that quick catch and pass game, and it does bring them rewards.
And I think we should say that Tim Sheens, the Aussie coach, is the West Tigers coach.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ball here now, again with that man Griffin. Now then, can he keep hold of it? Yes, he does. Hard-working lad, but 1 or 2 mistakes today. Ball here now with Aye. Still, Papua New Guinea moving forward. Need to cross that halfway line and put a good kick in. Good little scoop up with the ball there by Benjamin John. Quite a lively little player.
He's been good for them.
He has. The kick, measured kick, all well taken by Billy Slay. And there is that man again, Rodney Griffin. He's had a cracking game for me this second row.
Yeah, he has. He's worked very, very hard around that ruck area, and defensively he's put his body on the line every single time. Billy Slater had nowhere to go then, but great catch, then the return, and saw Rodney Griffin inside of him and just said, oh, I just better pull up stumps here.
Australia in the past being used to racking up some very big scores against the Papua New Guineans. 82-0 once in Townsville back in 2000, but not so much here today. And I think, you know, even if the Australians rip in for another couple of tries, I think the Papua New Guineans will be quite content.
Yeah, I think they'll be very happy with their performance. I think the first probably 30 minutes they probably panicked a little bit, and it wasn't until they got it at half-time that Stanley Jean actually sat down there and spoke, and he said, look, let's just slow it down a fraction, let's try and make less mistakes in the next 40 minutes, and they've played right. No, they've got any points on the board, but they certainly have kept on trying throughout this whole match. And I think, Ray, they were given actually 52-point start.
By the bookmakers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Bear in mind, they could still get that 38-0, what, 11 minutes remaining. You never know. I hope you've not had a bet on it anyway. Ball here now with the Comores. Benjamin John, again at acting half-back, making good ground. Benjamin John and Charlie Wabo, the number 9, making very, very good movements at the acting half-back position for the Comores. Ball here out wide here now. Oh, he's got to put it inside. Emmanuel Yeri had to offload the ball. He knew he was going into touch.
It's one thing that I think the other sides, the English side and the Kiwi side, will be looking at this game saying, well, what can we see in this game here when we play the Australians? Where can we beat them? And you can see the defence there going up and sliding on the pump, and you get inside. It'd be better than to try and turn someone back down the middle of the ruck and then focus on going to where the ball was, because that's where they seem to drop off defensively, the Australians.
Yeah, I think they're so flat as well, though. I think a little chip over the top might do some damage, Gary.
Yeah, and you've got to do them on early tackles, but you've got to be up very flat yourself in attack, because you don't have much opportunity to get to the ball because of the speed of like a Billy Slater.
Good running there from Willie Tonga coming inside. Australia then looking for more points in this final 10 minutes. But Papua New Guinea tackling with the enthusiasm. 3 men in the tackle there. Good tackle there from David Loko. Gallen again. Ran strongly from that loose forward position. Giddle.
He's been strong, hasn't he?
He has.
He is just a workaholic defensively and taking the ball forward. Again, the kick down to that right-hand edge.
Well, at least he's not made any mistakes. It'll be a drop out under the post. Nice kick, a real testing kick. He put the wingman, the Michael Mark, not Michael Mark, sorry, Rion in real trouble.
Yeah, Rion and of course, Joe Parker, the centre and winger, they are the 2 men that have been targeting throughout this whole match. They've always kicked down to that right-hand edge, the Australians. That's their left-hand edge in a attack. So very good stuff. And I tell you what, the guys, Jesse Joe Parker, he's been put on all sorts of pressure, but He hasn't had a bad game today. Well,
no, he's not.
None of them have really played bad. They've just made too many mistakes.
Australia quite content just to rely on those mistakes. That's offside. The two markers not parallel to the touch lines. Quick play. Good run there from David Shillington. 10 metres from the line now. Australia looking for some more points in this final few minutes. Lockyer, switch inside to Slater. Slater's got a gap there. I think we can just see the rain on top of the grass there, just causing the foot problems. Cronk again. Is he in? Willie Tonga stretched for the line. I think the referee's just he's looking at the grounding. But it looks as if Willie Tonga's claiming his second try of the evening. Let's have a look. No, it's not. He's lost it.
I think he's dropped that ball. I'm with you, Ray.
He's lost it. It may have been a knock-on, you know, that number 5, Rion, does he knock it out? I think he knocks it out, in which case that could be a penalty against the Papua New Guineans because more than one man in the tackle. Let's have a look.
Well, you have to say that he was actually trying to attack the football. I'm not too sure if you can say that. I think it was just in the art of making the tackle itself.
It's not a try, anyway.
No, it's not a try. No, he's dropped the ball over the line, but
it's either a knock-on or he'll judge that.
I'm saying knock-on, Ray.
Yeah, I think he'd give a knock-on.
He's got great footwork.
We'll know. Stephen Clark, no try, and he is giving a knock-on, so. It'll be a scrum down, or is it it's a turnover? No, it's a. Well, they're enjoying themselves despite the weather. I think you and I'll have to get a match like that. to get home anyway.
Yeah.
Papua New Guinea then with the ball. Can they get some points in these last 7 minutes? Australia 38, Papua New Guinea 0. But they just can't get to the other end of the field.
You just watch this defensive line from the Australians, how quickly they move off the first, second and third man off the ruck. See how quickly they cut you off trying to get the ball out wide. You've virtually got to stand and deliver the pass to the outside man. You can't take them on. Kicking early once again.
Yep. Billy Slater. No real pressure on him at the moment. Oh, what did I say? No real pressure on him. Gosh. Well, you know, this is very commendable when you think, you know, I think Stanley Jean would have settled for a scoreline of 38 points to 0 with what? 6 minutes remaining.
Oh, without doubt. Well, look, you know, that tackle there again. Yeri, he's put on another big hit. That's why the Aussies haven't come down this right-hand edge. They know that he's been just in devastating form, and no one really has got past. Yes, they may have scored, or the one person got past it to score a try, but other than that, they've been going down that far left-hand edge, and it's worked wonders for them. Another strong tackle from Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea then defending again. Ball out here now to Lockyer. Good kick, good catch. Well plucked out of the air there by Jesse Joe Parker. Just signed a contract to play with Wakefield Trinity at the Bellevue this next season. Good catch there. Another mistake. Australia looking for more points. Cronk. Takiri. Not really managed to get away at all this afternoon.
That's a credit because the wingers have decided to come up and in and really taken their opportunities. But Lottie and Brett Morris are really in a lot of ball. Here's Cameron Smith once down the middle.
Cronk gets it out. Try a formality. Try there. Willie Tonga. A formality. The Papua New Guinea defence having to come in off that right wing, looking to fill the gaps. A long pass, 4 points.
And again, it comes off the mistakes by Papua New Guinea, taking the ball forward, and they drop the ball, and just great ball movement here, again by Paul Gallen, off to Cameron Smith. Cooper Croc knows that he's got a man unmarked outside of him, and Willie Tonga, and he strolls over for Australia, his try there, he says, shh, let me score that try, boys, well done.
And settles back. Had a very sound game, very strong man there in the centres. Another shot for Cameron Smith. 5 goals to his credit already, and 1 try. 14 points, and 8 points for that man. 2 tries.
Has been a good performance by the Australians, though, in the end.
Yep.
They've done enough to win the game. They'll have some bumps and bruises after this game, Ray, because the PNG side certainly will put their bodies on the line. They'll know they'll play the game, the Australians.
Cameron Smith looking for his 6th conversion, and he doesn't get it. So Australia 42 points to 0, and I think the 3 minutes remaining, and it does look as if the bookmakers will be wrong.
Oh, they'll be so unhappy about that, won't they, Ray? 52 points. Well, like you said, we'll see. It'll be interesting. Just under 3 to go.
Interesting to see whether Tim Sheens is content with this performance.
Ray, I think he will be. I think if you looked at the England versus Kiwi game last night, both sides looked very, very rusty, and they made mistakes and they dropped the ball. And tonight, I think you'll be very happy with their defence. Yes, the scoreline has got away from Papua New Guinea, but you know, other than that, I think it's been a pretty good performance by both sides.
Australia then in possession, still looking for more points in these closing minutes. Interference going round the head. He's been very, very finicky, I think, around the play of the ball, but it has been for both sides. He's kept them well apart. Last gasp effort now then from Australia, moving it out well here. Leroy Lars, number 15, made a very satisfactory debut. Oh, look at the size of those two. Well, Paul Ayton, the number 13, the captain, he's not backing off. The tough men up in Mount Hagen, where he comes from in Papua New Guinea. Leroy Lars looks almost affronted that he dare attack him, isn't he? It's good refereeing there, I think. He just separated them and said, look, get on with it. Yeah. Good running. I think Paul Gallen has taken some stopping all afternoon. He's ran strongly.
Yeah, he has. He's really done a good job, I think, for the 4-pack, for the Australian side and going forward.
An attempted one-hander, which eventually came off because he'd hit a Papua New Guinea player. So it's another set of 6 as the seconds tick down. Less than a minute remaining here for Australia to add some more points. The Comores will be desperate to keep them out. Cronk. Oh. Came in for Lockyer then, did Dion Aye. Australia. 30 seconds remaining. No, doesn't look as though they'll score.
Well, you got to hand it to the Papua New Guineans then. They knew that the Aussies were coming to get, and they wanted to put another 4-pointer on the board, and they stood up defensively.
Papua New Guinea then eking out these final seconds. Australia here winning convincingly. 8 tries here at the Parramatta Stadium. Not quite as the bookmakers expected, but a very, very good run out for the Kangaroos as the referee just tries to get a grip of things at the end of this game. No need for this now at the end of the match. It's all over. The Kangaroos, too big, too powerful for the Comores. Will they prove the same with England in Melbourne next weekend? Whatever, England now know the task that is ahead of them. But a good performance from the Kangaroos and a terrific performance from the Papua New Guineans.